Hi, Lori. How are you doing?
I'm I've been better, but
Even better.
Mhm.
So just wanted to repeat how these sessions usually go. Um, I will, because last time we discussed the problem that you came in with, which was the struggle between your parents' divorce, and it's a hard time for you right now.
Mhm.
And let me explain the confidentiality again. So basically, if you were to harm yourself or others, or if you hear someone who's going to harm others as well, like elderly, kids, or anybody with disabilities, then I would have to report it to my advisor or someone higher up. So, yeah.
Got it.
So, you say you're feeling a little down today?
Yeah, I'd say that. It's been quite the week.
Quite the week. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Um, well, yeah. So I mean, this week's just been hard because like school is like ridiculous. I'm a sophomore in high school. I don't know
Okay.
if I mentioned that before. Um, but yeah, I'm a sophomore in high school, and like high school is so hard. Like nobody tells you how hard this stuff is, and it feels like everybody around me is just like getting it and just like going, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on, so
So, you have a feeling of struggling, like you don't know where you belong, really. Like you don't know what's going on around you.
to an extent, yeah. A lot of it is the schoolwork, but also like the like my friends. I don't have a ton of friends, but like the ones that I do have, it's like every time they come, like every time we hang out, it's like they're always talking about some popular thing, and I don't know about it.
Mm.
So I feel kind of out of the loop, I guess.
So, how do you feel out of the loop? Do you just not keep up with popular things? Or, like, why do you feel out of the loop, basically?
Um, I mean, yeah, I don't really pay attention to a lot of like the new stuff, you know. I don't listen to like new music. I don't know the new like words that people are saying and stuff.
Yeah.
The new slang stuff. Um, but I mean, cause I'm just like at home all the time. But like even that's hard. Like dealing with like just my mom and like my dad lives like 10 minutes away, but it's like I don't know. It's just hard.
So, how are you said that being with your mom right now is kind of a, struggle, right? Is that what you're saying? How's that going? Like, explain to me a little bit what's going on with that.
Um, well, like, okay, so my parents got divorced a couple years ago, and I'm just like, I'm just like out here. I moved in with my mom. My dad came in and was just like, okay, pick who you want to go with, and I'm like, okay. So I went with my mom, and I'm living alone with her, but I can see that she's going through a lot. Like she's kind of depressed, especially like with the divorce and everything. But it's like being around that like all the time just kind of drains me. Um, it's just hard.
So, it's hard feeling like you have to choose one parent over the other. Is that what you're kind
Yeah,
of saying?
yeah, and also like I feel like that her mood is like downing me a little bit,
Mm,
and I know she doesn't mean it, but it, I mean it still happens.
right. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I play guitar. Yeah, I really love music. I listen to music a lot. I have like 4 pairs of headphones.
Oh, wow.
That yeah, so I do that. I play guitar and I just kind of stay on the internet a little bit, social media. But mostly just to like talk to my friends from like other countries and stuff.
Oh, other countries?
Mhm.
What other countries are your friends from?
Yeah, I have a friend from Ireland. I have
Oh,
a friend
wow.
from Germany, um, and I have a friend from Canada also.
Would you say you're closer to the friends in other countries than you are here?
Definitely,
Really?
yeah. I would say that the people around me here don't, like, they just don't get it. Like, I guess we just don't have the same interests.
And what interests are there?
I'm interested in like music, like I said, and
Mhm.
like movies and acting and like the mechanics of like instruments. So kind of like a guitar, like you have to like string it and everything, and it's like just like knowing like how to do that is just kind of cool, I think. But like everybody's like, oh, it doesn't like matter, like, oh, but you can play it, like, oh, teach me, and I'm like, I can't, like,
Right.
I don't know.
Because it's your own personal hobby that you're learning yourself.
Yeah, but a lot of it's like I kind of taught myself a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, so it's like it's hard for me to teach someone else my way.
Of
Like,
learning.
yeah,
It can be hard for sure. So going back to the divorce and how you're living with your mom right now, um, how is your relationship with your dad?
um, he's still kind of distant, I guess, but he's he's closer than I've ever known him. I think. What I mean by that is like I've known my dad my whole life. He's always been there. It's just he's not. He hasn't been active in my life. I guess he's not been like, hey, so how's school? It's like he's just kind of there. But now he actually like calls me or texts me and like asks me questions like, hey, like how's it going? Like he's more involved, I guess. So
More involved since the divorce, or
yeah, yeah. After the divorce, he kind of got like more involved in my life and my brother's life. So
okay. So you have a brother. How old is he?
yeah, he's like 3 years older than me.
Okay, so 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's your relationship with your brother?
Um, I don't like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like my brother.
Do you want to elaborate on
Um, yeah, he's just kind of like dumb.
that?
Like he's like he doesn't have any motivation. And like I kind of get that because I'm losing my motivation slowly. Like I don't know like what I'm doing in school like as much. So like I'm just kind of feeling it out like is this, but he's not even doing that. Like he I don't know. I don't like how he treats like my mom. I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't know. I just don't like him.
So he's not going to school.
No, he graduated last year, but like that's it.
So who does he live with? Mom or
He
dad?
lives with my dad. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't see him that much. Which is kind of good, I guess. But yeah.
So let's see. I want to do something with you today because we're talking a lot about your support systems and your friends, your parents, and with your parents being divorced, it's hard to find something in the middle that can be really supportive. So I have what I have here is an eco map, and what this does is that we'll fill it out with people in your life that you feel is very important. It could be people at work, or it could be people recreational, or your friends, your parents, all those different types of people. And so we're going to put your name right in the middle here,
Mm-hmm.
Lori.
Mhm.
Okay. So okay, so the first person we should put here, right, is your mom, because you're pretty close to her because you're living with her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So mom. So how would you feel? Is your relationship strong? Is it like in the middle, or do you feel it's not? It's very stressful right
I'd
now.
say it's kind of in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna put a dotted line here so we can see how your relationship is with your mom. Now do you feel that you put more energy into the relationship than your mom does, or
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I do. I feel like I put like everything I have into it, but like I feel like at this point she just can't.
Mm.
Like not that she doesn't want to or that she doesn't, it's just she's dealing with her own stuff
Right.
now, so.
That happens sometimes when people get caught up with whatever they're doing, they tend to forget about the people around them. Okay, so let's go to your dad. Do you feel that's pretty
I say it's in the middle too.
the middle?
Yeah, but are we doing the energy thing for
Yes.
this too? Okay. I think that he's putting more energy than me.
Okay, so
At this
he's
point.
he's the one trying more than
He's trying. I feel like he's trying more than me. Yeah, like I kind of want to be left alone, but at the same time, I don't. So it's like I don't know. Yeah. So I think definitely he's putting more than me.
Okay, well, now we'll go to your brother. I know that you struggle with your brother, so
Yeah, I don't like him.
we're gonna put stressful. 'cause-
Definitely. Yeah, put stressful. He stresses me out.
So, so would you say that you don't think there's much energy going either way, or because it can be hard when you don't feel that connection with him?
Yeah, it's true.
You don't have any sort of energy.
I don't try to talk to him, and he doesn't try to talk to me. So I don't think there's any energy there whatsoever.
So we won't put any energy sign because that relationship line is kind of not really there at the moment.
Right.
Okay. Well, how about we go towards your friends?
Okay.
So would you say that the friend group you have online is and the friends you have here are two separate groups?
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely. So we'll put online friends here. And then we'll put high school friends.
Yeah.
High school? Okay. High school friends on one circle. Okay. So with your online friends, do you feel they're pretty strong?
Definitely. They're very strong. I think that they're like the best human beings that are like ever in the world. Like I just wish that everybody had friends like them.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you feel like when we put the energy down, do you feel like it's both going back and forth with the energy?
Definitely, yeah.
So we'll put arrow going that way. So then it looks like it's going back and forth,
Mhm.
which is good because once you have those people in your life, it makes the outside world feel not as stressful and
Yeah.
bad for
Yeah,
sure.
I would say so, yeah.
So now your high school friends.
Can we put stressful on that?
Oh, really? Stressful?
Yeah, because they're like my friends. Like
Right.
because they definitely try harder to like. Well, no, I'd say like energy goes both ways, but yeah, like because I really just I like having them around. Like I like having like two or three, and there's only like 3 or 4 of us, but like I like having them around. But at the same time, it's like after I've hung out with them for like an hour at school,
Mhm.
and they want to hang out after school, like I don't want to do that, and they get like upset about it. They're like, why don't you ever want to hang out with us? Oh. So I'm like, I don't really like you, like, but I kind of like them, but I would consider them friends, but it's not like a lot. So I would say stressful.
Stressful.
They probably put more energy into hanging out with me than I do them.
And does that feel like when you're not putting energy in, is it because that you guys don't have a lot in common, or
Yeah, I'd say that's the cause of it. That like they like we have different interests, but we kind of meet in common ground of like going to the same school, like being like all girls, or like like things like that. But it's like the deep stuff, like I don't think we connect as much.
so the deep? So you never told your friends about the divorce with your parents, so they don't know what you're going through right now.
Like they kind of know, but they just kind of brush it off.
Brush it off.
So
What about your online friends? Do they do the same thing? Or?
no, they I love them. Like I tell them like, hey, I'm like going through this, and they like talk to me about it, and they're asking me if I'm okay and how I'm feeling and stuff. Kind of like how you do. So like I really appreciate them.
Awesome. So let's move on from friends. Okay, so when you're at school, do you, besides myself, do you have like teachers that you look up to, or other teachers that you talk to, an advisor,
Yeah, my history teacher.
your history teacher? And how does he help you?
He like one day, so like one of my friends, one of my friends, kind of was like walking with me to class one day, and she wasn't in my class. She was just kind of walking with me, and she kind of just like punched me in the shoulder, like playfully, I guess. Like she was just like, "Okay, see you later," whatever. And I was like, uh, okay, whatever. And I walked in the classroom, and like later on, he kind of like came by my desk, and he was like, "Are you good? Like, are you okay?" So it's like I really felt like he cared about me, like that it wasn't just his job that he had to like teach me, that like he
Mhm.
actually like cared about like if I was struggling with anything. So
Okay.
I really like him. I would say that that's a strong bond.
A strong bond.
Yeah.
And that's good because sometimes at school, when we have professors, it just seems like they're just there to teach us the requirements and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So
Well, I mean, I'm in high school. So.
yeah. What about the energy? Do you feel like it's
It goes both ways.
both ways? Okay, awesome. Is there anybody else that you can think of that's a pretty good support system?
I'd say my dog.
Your dog?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Brandy.
Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a specific reason for Brandy, or it's just
I feel like whenever I come home, that like she gives me a responsibility. Like I have to like take her out to go to the bathroom or like take her for a walk and stuff. And like she like lays with me and like she does homework with me. So like I really feel like she's a very strong support for me.
so that's a strong support?
Yeah.
Do you have any other animals?
No, that's it.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the energy probably goes back and
It
forth.
goes both. Yeah. Like I take care of her and she kind of takes care of me.
It's almost like a support animal almost to help
A
with
little bit,
the
yeah. I'd say so.
emotional support.
Like we didn't like get her for that. She's like the family dog, but yeah,
Family,
she
yeah.
does like she does help a lot.
How old is she?
She's like 7.
7.
Yeah, she's getting up there, but
Anybody or any animal or anybody else that you can think of, or maybe
that's like close to me.
yeah, or just somebody who you feel like supports you really well.
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna write your name down here because I forgot to do that. So when we're looking at these support systems, it's pretty noticeable that the support systems that really support you is your online friends,
Mm-hmm.
your history teacher, and your dog.
Mm-hmm.
But we've noticed that your family, it's a little strained a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever considered maybe like talking to them about the divorce? Because it's been a couple of years since the divorce, right?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
2 years, okay. And your dad lives how far?
Like 10 minutes away.
So not too far, but you know,
Yeah, it's not like walking distance, but it's like 2-minute car ride. So
okay. So you live with your mom. When do you go and visit your dad, or do you visit him at all?
I go and see him on the weekends, like not every weekend, but like a lot of times, like I really just need to like get away, and I just go hang out at my dad's house. Like my bed is still there, my room is still there. Like I have stuff at his house and at my mom's house. So I don't really have to like pack anything. I can just like go.
Because there's stuff at his house.
Yeah,
so
and like and I can just like call him and be like, "Hey, Daddy, like, can I like come hang out with you this weekend?" He's like, "Yeah." I mean, it's not like we actually do anything together, but being out of the house with my mom helps a lot. So
because you're with her all week, and
yeah.
most of the time when you're feeling like you have to spend time with someone every single day alone, it can get really
and
tense.
And it's like I really, really want to be there for her, and I really want to like help her, but it seems like it's a little beyond my control, I guess.
Yeah. So, we've talked about a lot of like, from our first session we talked about the problem with the divorce, and today we talked about a lot of like the strengths, or not the strengths, the support of who you're feeling really close to. With your online friends, you said they're from different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you FaceTime them, or do you just talk to them on?
I talk to them on Skype, but it's just the typing kind of. It's not like the video chatting because a lot of them don't have like webcams. So
Yeah. Let's see. So, as a high schooler, some high school kids have jobs. Do you have a job, or
I don't.
you don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, what? So I asked you about free time and how you like to spend your free time. You said guitar.
Yeah.
Is there any other interests you have, or hobbies, or? I mean, you have your dog, so
Yeah.
that's kind of a hobby in itself type thing. So.
Yeah. I just kind of no, like I just like to like read about bands and stuff of the music that I listen to, like, and just to like know about them.
Mm-hmm. Have you gone to a lot of concerts, or?
I've actually never been to a concert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd like to, but I don't really have anybody that'll go with me. So, but that's fine.
Have you ever considered taking one of your parents?
They don't like the music I listen to.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Let's see. How about your high school friends? Or your school friends?
They don't like the music I listen to, but it's not like the same as my parents. Like my parents are like, you shouldn't listen to that. But like my friends are like, ew, you listen to that? Like you should listen to this. Like, and I'm like, okay, that's why I don't like you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we just, I guess the type of music I listen to is not the same as them. So
Because typically you're up, like, a lot of the time they're up to date with some stuff, and you're like, no, I like listening to old bands, and it can cause a conflict, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. So let's see. Going back to how you were feeling today. How are you feeling today?
I mean, it could be better, but it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Can I ask how you were feeling when you heard about your parents getting a divorce?
Yeah, that it was kind of a strange thing because it's like me and my brother were just kind of like in his room like watching TV or playing games or something, and like my mom went into the other room and she was talking to my dad, and then all of a sudden we kind of heard a little bit of shouting, and we were like, what's going on? And then they kind of like came in to like my brother's, or like his door was closed, and like they just kind of like both came in, and my mom was standing there crying, and my dad was like, choose who you're gonna go with. And I'm like, okay. So I was just kind of shocked, I guess. I didn't take it seriously yet. But then like I kind of chose to go with my mom because I felt like she needed somebody to be there with her, and it like once I started packing my stuff, then it hit me like, oh, like this kind of sucks, And then, but like after that, it's like whenever we actually moved into the apartment, I kind of like moved all my stuff in, and then I just kind of sat down. And I was tired from moving everything, and I was just like, I just started crying. I was like, this shouldn't happen. Like I always kind of considered myself not better than everybody else, but like kind of in that really good area of, well, my parents are still together. At least I have that. And then now they're not. So it was kind of a letdown, I guess.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you said that you felt that you needed to go with your mom because she needed somebody.
Hmm.
If you had to choose, would you have gone with your dad?
Like if I felt like she didn't need somebody, would I have gone with my dad? Um, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, well,
To a certain extent, maybe.
I mean, if that was the case, if I felt like she could handle it like by herself, like I don't know who I'd want to go with. I mean, I'd probably still end up going with her, but like it just it's like it's like she I guess I felt closer to her than my dad because she was more interactive with us, but I wouldn't have like um I don't yeah, I would be like kind of confused. I would be like, I mean, I don't want to go with anybody. Let me be by myself kind of thing. So,
Right.
I don't know.
That can be hard for sure.
Yeah.
I just thought I would ask because sometimes, certain kids who go through this are struggling deciding whether to go with a certain parent or not. Okay. So, would you say that you were feeling these last 2 years, right, from the
Mhm.
divorce? Would you say you've been feeling a little bit like depressed of any kind, or just feeling lost, or
Well, yeah, I feel very like I told my dad this that there's like this metaphor that I kind of came up with where it's like there's an apartment building, right? There's a person down here and there's a person up here. And the person up here is just kind of loud or whatever and like trying to live like their own life and kind of trying to do what's best for them. And then the person downstairs is like annoyed with the person upstairs because they're so loud and they're trying to do all this stuff. And then the person down here is feeling like, well, I need to go by the rules. Like I need to blah 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 blah, and this is how it's supposed to go. And that they're like fighting, and then they're like there's this conflict going on in this thing, and that's how it feels in my head. Is whenever I think about it, it's just like I really want to be like this certain person, but I can't because I'm like constricted by like the rules or like by my parents being like kind of fighting but still talking a little bit but not like in yeah. Yeah. So I'd say depressed. Maybe I mean I don't know how to define depressed that much, but like I'd say overwhelmed for sure. Yeah.
So, as we get closer to closing a little bit, so what kind of goals, or what would you want to achieve from this session that we are going through?
I think a good goal for me would be probably to like a good goal. Probably to be able to like understand how I'm feeling, like why I'm feeling the way I do, like and trying to like understand like how to like help my mom or if I'm even supposed to help my mom because like from the stuff that I've learned like from my friends and from like school and stuff is that like none of this should even be my responsibility, but it is. And I I feel like it is anyway. So like to just to kind of get that to like understand myself or to understand like how to deal with what I'm going through, how to deal with the divorce and my friends here or whatever, stuff like that.
So, the first goal that you're wanting is how to deal with these conflicting emotions that you have, right?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
And the second goal is, you know, how to not feel like you're responsible for the divorce, right? Maybe?
not that I'm responsible for it, but like how to feel like I don't have to be there for them. How to deal with them, how to deal with feeling like they don't know how to solve their own problems and that I'm trying to step in. Like I guess like the to sum it up to like a goal would be to focus on my responsibilities rather than like my parents' responsibilities. Like trying to understand how like I don't have to fix their problems because that's between them. It's not me. Like I know that I'm not the reason they divorced. They just kind of had a split, like they just couldn't get along together, I guess. But like how to feel like it's not my responsibility to fix them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's understandable. You don't want to feel like you're the mediator between both of them.
Yeah, basically.
So those are good goals that through these sessions we can discuss, some more ways for you to deal with all those emotions and responsibilities that you might, you feel like you have to have, but as a high schooler, you need to focus on yourself and be more in tune with yourself more than you are with this whole issue with your parents.
Yeah, like I feel like I need to learn how to be a kid, I guess. Cuz I can see that like that I'm not mature enough, I guess, to handle adult issues like a divorce. But like I need to just learn how to like focus on like school and be like that.
In tune with yourself.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna bring this session to a close today.
Okay.
Because we came up with goals, and I feel like they're pretty good goals because you want to be a kid again. You don't want to feel like, well, an adult because
I'm not. Yeah.
Because you're not. You're a 16-year-old girl
Yeah.
who just is still trying to find herself in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I kind of want you to, over the time before we meet up again, to kind of just think of ways that you can be a kid again, like go out with your friends more often, do things that you find enjoyable. Like we talked about a concert, maybe go to a park or something that has free bands or something like that. Ask your mom to take you, or trying to find a way to bond with your mom or your dad, or just do something fun. So I'm just gonna close this for today, and I'm glad I got to meet with you, and I hope you'll come see me again. So I hope to see you again.